Hello everybody, my name is Orion and welcome back to the Vault. We're back with the other game of the strange series. Strange Antiquities. I'll be whispering a little bit. Closing that because I just got the game. The only thing I did was play the demo. I'm surprised that it carried over. But without further ado, let's go in. As a thaumaturge's apprentice, there is a lot to learn. Every object must be treated with care. It is important to identify the harmful from the harmless, the potent from the mild. It was only supposed to be a temporary arrangement when Eli left the shop. When Eli left the shop, strange antiquities in my hands. I was knew that by then the pendulum was already swinging with a terrible certainty that could not be stopped. The ravens were women, circling in kinds of black wings. And cheerless cries seemed even then to signal the start of the rising dread. Day 1. Thursday. Honestly, I do not know where or when these will come in handy. But probably best to keep everything right where I can see it. Mind, I've stored a couple of items in the cellar of the wine merchant next door. EW. Shift to bring up the magnifying glass. On thermic fields, all thermic objects produce a field of sorts. Although invisible to the naked eye, they can be observed by placing an object over a thermic lens. Dionic field pattern. These fields are not fully understood despite attempts to study them over the years. Undermere. No. Greywick Farm, strange horticulture. And strange antiquities. This curious patch up on the edge of town is cool. quiet haven, away from the bustle of the centre. Ordinarily, I'd be delighted to while away some time there, but I have important work to do. Yet an hour later, I found myself leaving the shop with potted palliance and a weight off my shoulders. I've been chatting with the proprietor about the similarities and differences between our two disciplines, with a gently purring hellebore curled up in my lap. Potted palliance. The proprietor, Mr. Cranmore, begrudgingly grants me access to the cellar, and I explain that I'm from strange Antiquities next door. Yes, well, take the lot of them out of here, would you? I can't say no to Eli after all he's done for me, but I don't like the thought of those unnaturals in my cellar. Auto labeling on. Eli. I've been called away to assist in an urgent matter in Raven Glass that must leave at once. I am leaving the shop in your care with some reluctance, I might add. Thank you, some reference materials here. Take this. There's an index in the back that may be useful to you. Ecumenical, Harry's Remnant, Binding Seed, Ethereal Key, Eye of Cernunnos, Isolillion, Charm, Heart Chamber, Horn Shackle, Heart Spoon, Lamp Siphon, Sheep Snap, Libula, Awford Spire, Ossa Green, Bristol Meadow, Grantham, Sextron, Shadow Ward, Catch Design, Shimmer, Sunproof, Voice of Cernunnos, Zale, Curse, Danger, Dark, Death, Demon, Fear, Feeling, Gemstone, Get, Black Heart, Blancatha, Blood, Bronze, Cernunnos, Change, Clay, Corkin, Hearing, Holgar, Insanity, Night of Thorns, Life, Light, Mentic, Mither, Mind, Shedding Spirit, Poison, Ring, Shadow Catcher, Vitality, Wisdom, Wood, Wixic. No circumstance should you seek entry to any locked doors, or cupboards. In fact, save us not to touch anything at all. Back in a few days. Congratulations. Today is the day you meet the great Thomas Pope. That's me. I'm a man who loves of two loves, fresh mountain air and a little white dog called Hamish. I reserve some room for laughter among friends and shops with cats. If you'd be so kind, I'm looking for a replacement for my hunter's boon. Tiger's Tooth, trophy from Predator. Close inspection gives a sensation of power. Selenic Totem. Hunter's boon is a primitive item, grant the power of the predator, enhancing perception and agility. They're made from trophies taken from slain beasts, with those whom the deadliest predators being the most prized. They are simple items without embellishment. The nights are drawing in again. Dark shadows hide dark deeds, so my father always used to say. Seems like the shadows have grown darker since he passed 2 winters ago. Creeping dark has set up in my house. I'm told a shadow hole drawn out. Shadow hold or Shadak vessel is a container of any kind, sometimes a jar or bottle, or some sort of box. It can be used to contain an Shadak spirit, the manifestation known as creeping dark, pulling it from the shadows like poison from a wound. They are decorated with an elaborate design called a shadow catcher. This. Oops. Sunbond. Small, lightweight, designed to be carried discreetly and made of non-precious metal of some kind, having a gemstone of light. They carry the warmth and the light of the sun, a brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. Bronze. Uneven texture. Nothing to mark. Nothing to mark. Schaefer. What's with all these ravens flying about Undermere today? Can't remember ever seeing anything like that. Like it. Not a good day to be a sort who believes in dark omens. A letter for you. Discovered some papers in a hidden desk drawer in the boatyard last night. Mr. Jones almost threw them in the fire pit, but I asked to take a look at them first. That man does like to burn things. They look old. Maybe there's nothing of much use here. But I thought of you when I came across an entry on the ship. Charles with us. Boatyard 8. The yard has seen better days. Some broken and rotten timber covers most of the outdoor space that isn't taken up by upturned boats, slowly being claimed by the weeds. In the middle of all this, a man looks up from repairing a small rowing boat. "You must be from strange Antiquities," he says with a smile. Takes me to the dilapidated office where the 2 metal buckets collect drips of brown water in. A thin window pane rattles with every footstep. He pulls a sheaf of brown papers out of a desk drawer and places them gently in my hands. Sleep vessel. Shit. Apparently, as an afterthought, and somewhat reluctantly, the man gives me something else as I'm leaving. But no use for it. Don't even know what it is. Don't know what it's for. Clay. Pointy. Nothing to mark. Nothing to mark. Light colour wood. Polished. Nothing to mark. And a warm, loving emotion. Nothing to mark. Wood. Rough and pitted. This part feels smooth. Stanley whom? I want an Ossic ring. Ossic. That's a pleasing word to hold on the tongue. Eli Thaumaturge. Eli White. Collector and curator of powerful objects. Objects that to the untrained eye may appear dull and lifeless. But that in the right hands and armed with the right knowledge can be a gateway to so much more. For Eli, the quest to unearth and understand each new object has been the driving force of his adult life. As the owner of strange antiquities, Eli is a stern master. He knows firsthand what can happen if the right precautions are not taken. He doesn't tend to show much emotion, but he does have a more tender side, a side that is mostly reserved for the store's cat, Jupiter. Jupiter is the thaumaturge's cat, or more accurately, Eli is Jupiter's thaumaturge. Jupiter found strange antiquities, perhaps drawn to the curiosity within, and made it his home. Eli was more than happy to accommodate him, but he learned early on that Jupiter was his own master. His business is his own, but is largely consists of regular naps, terrorizing rodents, and midnight explorations of Undermere and beyond. What he does on his excursions is a mystery, but he seems to be well known among the town's residents. Ossic ring. Somewhat macabre objects were originally made as offerings to goddess Corkin, but the practice fell out of favour as belief waned. They are hard to come across now, but they are occasionally sought out for their ability to keep vermin at bay. Some say they can hear Corkin's unearthly hiss when they hold an Ossic ring up to their ear. Bone. Hard and somewhat rough. Some sound like a serpent's whisper emanates from within. Has some evil quality to it. I do not like to hold it. Made of bone, this item satisfies the description of macabre. Close inspection confirms that a hissing noise can indeed be heard. Evalcant. The stone items weigh the same as a man's heart, according to popular myth. The truth is a little less dramatic, but the weight of these items is nevertheless important and should not stray more than a hair from precisely 1 pound. They are placed on the chest of those in a coma to draw them out. The behavior of these ravens is disturbing, to say the least. As a rule, they only come together to feed. Ravens are omnivores, carrion eaters mostly. They'll take anything they can get their talons into, and they'll kill if necessary. I don't plan on dropping in today, but there's something happening up there, and I'd like to know what. Otherwise, a cunningness might put me at ease. What might do the opposite. What is cunningness is used to refer to any bronze torque It has certain imbued properties with skill. Such I can be used to read the patterns of nature that are otherwise hidden to us. Chimeras is a pagan god to the of the force in nature, typically depicted as a man with antlers and a stag and often wearing or holding a torque. That thing. Bronze. Uneven. Nothing to remark. Nothing to remark. It's a torque. A bronze, similar looking item appears around the neck of Cronus in the sketch. Spirit Eye. There's some who stay away from Spirit Eyes, believing them to be a window into a world that should not be seen. And others who deride their fear as nothing more than superstition. It's not clear exactly what they do show. The layer beneath the visible word, perhaps? A layer that requires something more than the traditional senses to experience. They draw their power from the opposing symbols just inscribed upon them. "11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The black mare thundered through icy rain, shining wet in the silver moonlight. Her cloaked rider was exhausted, cold, and soaked to the bone. He knew he would not survive the night if he did not reach Backburrow. Backburrow. Escaped prisoner ran northwest. He hid me in the first building he came to. Northwest. The old jail. 10. North and west. Wasting time here. The dilapidated warehouse is dark and imposing, and the struggling flame of my lantern does little to appease its depths. I slowly search through its contents with a sense of despair, wondering if I'm even in the right place at all. When suddenly and unexpectedly, I uncover something of value. More relieved than elated, I take the trinket back to the shop to further study it and a warm drink. Ornithologist Edmund Bishop, 14th Lord of Gleeson Castle, is a man of wealth and privilege like the 13 before him. He is a man who would be easy to despise, as his father was, but he is well loved by those who know him. Now retired, he was a professor of ancient languages at the University of Cumbria, but his real passion is birds. His students learn to dive at particularly dense lectures on Latin, declension by asking about local animal species, or by quizzing the professor on increasingly exotic bird calls. Edmund was only happy to oblige, spending hours recounting stories of his adventures in Africa and New Zealand.
Verona Green. Good to see you again. Ah, well, that's perfect. Undermere fizzing with fear over these ravens, and the thaumaturge has left his apprentice in charge. Sorry, my dear, that was rude. Pay no attention to me. I'm an old lady who got out of the wrong side of the bed. Please do let the eye know that I was looking for him next time you see him, and pass on my thanks for letting me borrow his copy of Hermetic Symbology. There are 3 branches of thaumaturgy. Each of these is split into 2 disciplines, represented by the following symbols: Celestial, Selenic, and Dradic, Diurnal, Dionic, and Noctic, and individual, Mantic of the mind and Wixca of the body. Imbuements: calm, confusion, death, deception, fear, foresight, fortune, hypnosis, insanity, life, paralysis, poison, protection, strength, truth, weakness, wisdom. Earth, air, fire, water, light, dark. Ashes, elements, materials. Ashes, oil, soap, tallow, urine, verdigris, vinegar, wax. Antimony, arsenic, bismuth, magnesium, phosphorus, platinum, potassium, zinc, copper, Venus, gold, the sun, iron, Mars, lead, Saturn, quicksilver, Mercury, silver, the moon, tin, Jupiter. Autumn, spring, summer, winter, fog, hail, lightning, rain, snow, storm, thunder, wind, cold, frost, heat, ice. Wicca, blessings, horned god, rebirth, spirituality, triple goddess, which is not, witch sign. That's Sherwood. I feel paralyzed. I have no job, no partner, no friends, no prospects. I heard a horn shackle might be the answer. Horn shackle, is it? Horn shackles are used to bring about a change in one's life, bestowing the ability to overcome personal demons. In use, the horns are rubbed between one's fingers, causing them to become worn smooth over the years. They can be worn as pendants, but are more commonly toed in a specific kind. An example of an elaborate horn shackle. You'd think this was it, but no, it's this. The item has horns. Closer inspection reveals that the horns have been worn smooth. Vestiger. Vestiger can be used to prevent the spread of disease and pestilence. Among other oddities, flames burn pale blue in their presence. David Schaefer. At least the weather's looking a little better there today. Good day. You might be interested to hear that my plough overturned a strange-looking object yesterday. Come to the farm and it's yours. The right price, of course. John Royston. Greywick Farm. Royston Farm. 30. Royston Farm. John grins as I struggle to hide my obvious interest in the item he shows me. Any hope that he might not be fully aware of its value quickly evaporates. and after lengthy negotiation, I luckily hand over the amount he originally asked for. Julia Braddock. Ah, Jupiter, we meet again. Our paths crossed late last night on Princess Street. We shared a moment before he slunk off into the dark on important business, no doubt. I wonder if you can help me. I'm visiting my grandmother later, and I want to bring her something. She lives all alone on the edge of town, out on Clanbrook Road, and I don't always manage to get out there as often as I'd like. But maybe a moon heart would bring her comfort. Solana killed him. Owl. These carved totems, more commonly known as moon hearts, can be imbued with sentiment and feeling such as love or joy, and held tightly to recall the same feeling. They sometimes feature crescent shapes associated with both the psionic and noctic disciplines. Indeed, the form of the item itself will often be a connection to either the moon or the night. So this owl. There's a carved totem. The owl is associated with the night, bears the concealed crescent shape. Right here. It's a close inspection tool. Tells me it parts of feelings of joy. Holgengrim. These eerie creations are worn by priests of Holgar in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife, sacraments to ask for its protection. Wolfsong's truth to seek his judgment, path of the warrior to help the dead find their way. A friend of mine, or former friend I should say, has been stealing jewellery from me. 3 necklaces have gone missing over the past few weeks, including one that was a gift from my late grandmother. Do you have a suitable pendant that I could leave lying out for her to find that will teach her a lesson and make sure it never happens again? Binding Seed. This one. Or Zia. I didn't actually choose Zia, so let's see. Worn about the neck to place them closer to heart. These innocent-looking items instill a sense of fear and paranoia. They are difficult to remove. Seals are made of any single material except wood or clay. Typically have no symbols or other writings upon the surface. Strong sense of being watched. Binding Seed, though. Alright, I should show that one. These items are made of 2 distinct materials, representing the Mentic and the Wixic. Mind and the body. The winding path, the mind, is described by a spiral, encompassing body, the seed. Binding seed is a form of punishment that amplifies feelings of guilt and shame. A larger the life binding seed. Item is made of two materials, wood and stone, features a spiral surrounding a seed. Shield charm. Generic charms of protection have little to offer the skilled thaumaturge, but can have some small effect. An oshalic spirit or wandering shroud will not buy them, for example. Such charms make use of the art of symbology, an ancient and some would say primitive component of thaumaturgy. They can be made from a variety of materials, though rarely precious metals. I'm at Burrows. We found a man just now in the house where all the ravens were. I wish I hadn't seen it, but I did. He was sheet white, but it was his eyes that are going to give me a nightmare. All black they were. It was like he wasn't there anymore. Don't need to wait for another sign. I'll take my family to Sidberg, and I'll be taking Libya to see us off safely. Libya. Libya are purported to offer reassurance in times of evil and change, but they are not held in high regard by most scholars of the occult. That being said, an imbuement of wisdom shows that a Libya is not merely decorative, it is power and symbology, as the old thaumaturges knew well. And we know the symbol of wisdom is this. Item bears symbol of wisdom. Witch's finger. Witch's fingers are said to be the 7 digits of the Witch of Undermere. They are capable of inflicting intense pain, but the goal is supposedly purification of the body. Most pleasant experience, but a last resort that has cured some and finished off others. A deep pain radiated down the side of the rider's head where he had sliced himself with a bulging hook, and his thoughts were scattered and torn. He could not see out of his left eye. The hell is this? Mario? With an erection? Day 3, Saturday. Gotta be somewhere that lines up. Right. Turn it around. Then it's exactly that. There was a narrow gap between the two houses, and I spy a small wooden chest wedged firmly inside. Slowly, I managed to work it loose, and when it finally comes free, it shoots out into the hard ground and snaps open, revealing its long hidden treasures. Don't know what they are. Let's see. Oscar Robertson. Good afternoon. No, morning. So I'm a little distracted. I'm Francisca Robertson. Doctor of sorts. I assume you heard about Mr. Hungerford? This seems to be the talk of the town already. I'm used to dealing with maladies of an occult nature, but black eyes are certainly unusual. I've heard of something like this before, but I don't see how it could be the same thing. Either way, I'm hopeful an evil cunt will have some effect. An evil cunt. Stone items weigh the same as a heart. Stone. Alright. £1. No. 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 That's a Zaya. Meh. Item is made of stone, weighing the item using my scale shows that it is exactly £1. Daedalus Link. Daedalus Link is a powerful object capable of producing a levitation field. The field is extremely fragile, however, so it would be prudent not to take risks. These items are surprisingly lightweight. The designs vary, but they might point to the same facet of flight. A feather, the wings of a bird, or insect, for example. Two possible ones for that. I had quite a quiet chat with Edmund Bishop, the guilty ram, last night. He's always got an interesting story to tell, but last night he was different. I can tell he's worried, which has got me worried too. I know it's not much, but I got shield charm all the same. Generic charms, and a Shattuck Spirit or Wandering Shroud. Symbology. Protection. Here you go. And it has protection. St. John's Anvil. These items have much in common with St. John's poppy plant, the same name, the fact that it was reflected in their designs. They have quite different uses, however, whereas the plant helps to overcome deafness and an anvil will dampen sound. They can even be tuned to filter out certain noises, but allow others to be heard still. There's something I wanted to show you. I didn't like the look of it, so I left it where I found it. What if it's cursed? It was hanging behind an old shed, all overgrown with ivy. Let me draw a quick map for you. There. Got a lake. By some trees. That's the church right there. The shed is actually a wooden summer house that looks out over the pond, but it's clear that it hasn't been used in some time. Thick brambles claw their way up and over one side of the structure, and ivy covers the rest in mottled green cloak. I find what I'm looking for to the rear. Parts of the ivy have been torn away recently, revealing an amulet hanging from a rusted nail. Something else catches my eye as I reach for it. Notice that there's another pendant hanging next to it, almost completely hidden by the ivy. Identified pendants. A lot of them. Eli's picked up a bad time to leave Undermere. I've come from Hungerford House. I've been helping Dr. Robertson look for any clues about what happened there. There wasn't much to go on. Did find a shattered vessel, but whatever did this was no creeping dark. There was a strange black stain on the flagstone floor that I didn't like the look of. And the ravens, very unusual, but at least they seem to have dispersed. I don't know what to make of it. I'm going to take a trip to Gleeston Castle to see if Edmund Bishop can shed any light on their behaviour. First, I'd like a vestige herb. Whatever this is, we don't want it spreading. Vestige can be used to prevent the spread of diseases. Flames burn pale blue in their presence. Using a candle, I'm able to confirm the flames burn blue in its presence. For the banishment of Hobbs' fear not to excite, these tend to take the form of a comforting guardian. Totems. Anything about an eye? Sleep vessels. Well, that's all. Wait. 2 days later, the rider and his fellow adventurer were deep underground exploring the tunnels below the Kirkhead Tower when they made a discovery. Their elation at their find would soon turn to horror. Something akin to a key. That is a key. After the disagreement between two houses, I buried behind lock and key. The Eye Lock House. Behind lock and key. Large flat slab of granite marks the otherwise an empty field Bears an inscription. On the spot, the year 1813, Arthur Key did shoot and kill the beloved horse of Wellington Lock. Buried at the foot of the slab, I find an unlocked chest containing a handful of legal documents as well as a pistol. Another item that catches my attention. An unidentified talisman. Great. Another one. Great. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe, ring that bell, and I'll see you all next time in the vault. Peace.